I left Russia. Go to citizenship, speaking about scholarships, how to apply for university, discriminated, racism in Russia, universities cheap, the medical university structure. I really wanted this to be a very professional video, but you know how humans are and mishearing or misunderstanding. So in my country, when somebody tells you to do this, it means they want you to listen attentively. Like, you should take everything that I am saying, you should listen attentively. So do it like this. This is not a sponsored ad. This is not a political channel. I'm not here to argue politics with anybody. I do not even know anything about politics. The only reason I'm making this video is to answer the multiple questions that I have gotten from TikTok. But answering these questions one by one has been very challenging on the app, and I want to make sure I answer everybody's questions, but I can't do that when I keep getting the same questions over and over again. So I compiled all those questions together to make this video. And the only reason I'm making this video again is because when I was also looking for what country to go study in, there were also different people that were kind enough to answer my questions. So I am just paying it forward. Again, this is not sponsored. This is not a political channel. I'm not arguing with anybody. You take it or you give it. I am speaking from my own experience. As I go, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. I would definitely answer. 100%, I am going to answer. So if you have any questions as the video is progressing, please don't leave it to the end. Ask your questions in the comment section. So I'm going to start by answering my most asked question: why haven't I left Russia? For introduction, my name is Happiness Omofa. I am Nigerian. I am in my 6th year of medical school. I also have a degree in public health and also working on my master's in public health. Why I haven't left Russia? I haven't seen a need to leave Russia. The only time I left was to go home for break and then come back. I was even here during COVID. So I just want to be done with my program and then leave. Next question. Are we discriminated against? I haven't actually faced... When I mean we, I mean people that look like me. Because that's the only standpoint I can speak from. So me personally, I haven't faced any form of discrimination. I recently attended a forum and I was received with open arms, and even the Russians I met there and many people from different other countries that I also met there, not just Russians, they were very welcoming. They wanted to know more about my country and about me personally. It was actually just an enlightening experience. So talking about discrimination in my city, which is Cooks, I really haven't faced any form of discrimination. Maybe I have, and I have not noticed, but I really can't say I have. Next, racism in Russia. This one would actually shock you. It would shock you. Most Russians are not racist. Yes, they are ignorant, but I won't go as far as saying they are racist. Maybe in the previous years, but as I came here, because I asked somebody that has been here for more than 10 years, and he said in the previous years, they probably were, but for now, due to more education on the subject and meeting more people, I feel Russians are very judgmental. It's not like they love to stare. You would catch somebody staring at you like eyeball to eyeball, and they won't even... It's just they want to know. They really aren't. There was a video that was circulating on Instagram, and reading the comments and actually watching the video itself, you could see that the video was mistranslated because it made it seem like Russians hated Africans. But reverse is the case. Let's take a few weeks, last year. It was last year I was on locks, like a different hairstyle than this. And some women saw me and they quickly ran over to me and they were like, oh, like, can they see my hair? Can they touch it? What is it? This and that. I had time, so I explained to them what it was and how it was made. And they were like, oh, that it's really nice and this and that. They want to know more about you. So I felt like, oh, since I had the time, I can actually explain these things to them. You would mostly get snarky comments from mostly the old people, and it's mostly the old women that you would get those kind of, and it's not like a regular thing. It's really not very, it's not regular. So it's the popular misconceptions of Russians being racist is really not true. So if you want to know more about relating with Russians, and basically you want to know more about relating with Russians, I have linked a YouTube video to Inwan's channel. He has more videos on one-on-one interactions with Russians and his own point of view. He has different videos on the topic, so you would want to check his page. And the universities cheap compared to other European universities? I would say that Russia is actually, the universities in Russia are actually cheap. They would usually range from $5,000 to $8,000 compared to the UK, that the fees are about $42,000 for medical school. In Russia, the BSc programs may take between $2,000 to $3,000. You can check different university websites for more information on this handle. But are the universities cheap in Russia? Yes. Can you study and work? Depends on the rules of the city you are in. The university rules how many hours you can work, and some place of work would require a letter from your university to allow you to work. But generally the answer is yes. And you can check this channel for more information on how to get jobs, sites to get jobs in Russia. I would link all these videos that I am talking about the channel. I would link them in the description box so you can go there straight. So next, I would be explaining the medical university structure. The medical universities in Nigeria. I won't talk about any other country because I am not well acquainted with other countries, but I would talk about, like I said, I'm speaking from my own experience. I was in a medical school in Nigeria, but I left. That's a story for another day. Unlike the medical universities in Nigeria, here you would be split into a group of at least 13 to have regular classes. Then later you come together as your whole batch. That's the batch may comprise of maybe 200, 300 students all together to have lectures. Your lectures can be at different time of the day, but the main group that you will be working with every day are 13 people per one teacher. At least 13 people. My group, we are 11 in the group. So at least 13 people per one teacher. So for my university, I don't know how it's done in other universities, but for my university, from first year to third year, you can have classes till 6 p.m. And from fifth year, then from fourth year to sixth year, you would have what is called cycles or rotations. That's when you can have one subject for the space of 2 weeks. Then after 2 weeks, you switch to a different subject, and your classes can end like 12 p.m. depending on when the classes start. Your class might take up to 4 hours if you are in rotation. If you started doing rotation, your classes will be up to 4 hours a day. So you have 4 hours of classes and 2 hours of lecture when you are in your fourth to sixth year. And for my university, they offer a separate program from second year where you can work on your public health degree. I already finished the bachelor's degree in public health, and I am currently working on my master's degree. When I would be graduating with 3 degrees. That's Doctor of Medicine, bachelor's in public health, and master's in public health. So as per my university, paying the tuition, you would get the hostel, accommodation and medical insurance. Medical insurance in the sense that you want to book an appointment with the doctor, you don't have to pay. You want to run tests, you don't have to pay. The only thing you would have to pay for are your drugs. Most asked question at this point, yes, the name of my school is Cook State Medical University. How to apply for universities? You can choose a program, you contact the university via their website and they will tell you what to do, or you use an agent. I went through an agent, and the agent I used, I linked his WhatsApp details in the description box. The criteria I used searching for university, I made sure they were at least the university was more than 70 years old. I made sure it had a WHO approval. I also made sure the university certificate was approved in my country. And I also made sure it was in a state where I could afford, where the cost of living was not too high. Speaking about the cost of living, Cooks is rather a village. I wouldn't say it is a village. Don't be deceived by how it looks. But Cooks is a village. It's not like the big cities like St. Petersburg or Moscow. That's why things are cheaper here. So you would want to also put that into consideration. If you want to know more about the cost of living, you can check this page. She talked in length about the cost of living. Again, the link in the description. Speaking about scholarships. For scholarships, I am not a scholarship student. You want to know more about scholarship, I linked somebody that has had immense results, different results with different people. He has had good results helping people get scholarships and helping them keep that scholarship. So you want to know more about scholarships, I linked to his two handles. I linked his YouTube and his WhatsApp to ask him more questions about getting scholarships for different courses. Now go to citizenship and go to residency. There are two ways that I know of. So there's something called a red diploma in Russia. Basically, it's a first-class degree. Once you get your red diploma, it will be fairly easier for you to get a permanent residency leading up to citizenship. The main thing you would want to have before you leave your country, get your police report. Get your police report. You take that police report, you certify it in the Foreign Affairs in Moscow, because Moscow is the capital of Russia, and then you take that certified certificate to your immigration office. Before you start this process, speak to your immigration office to know if there have been updated criteria for getting a permanent residence. Then the other way, you can just go straight, like you did not have a red diploma, you can just go straight to the police report, have your police report from your country. Take your police report, go to the Foreign Affairs in Moscow, certify it, take it to your immigration office. Again, get a list of criteria from your immigration office. Speak in length with your immigration office. But it'll be fairly easier if you have a red diploma. Every university has, I don't know if it's the same criteria for every university, but you would again want to speak with your university to know the criteria for getting a red diploma. Winters in Russia. Yes, it's as bad as you've heard. The rumors are true. For this one, the rumors are 100% true. The winters are bad. But you will adapt. You'll survive. Hey, I survived 5 winters and I'm still alive. I do not do well with cold, but I survived. You are going to adapt. Just get the proper clothing and everything. You are going to be fine. It's bad, but you can survive. It's bad, but you can survive it. So getting a visa was fairly easy for me. The day I applied for the visa in my country was the same day. I got the visa the same day. I went for the visa interview in the morning, and they told me to come back in the evening to get my visa. So it was actually very easy. You really do not need to be bothered about that. Just get all your documents in check, know what you are coming here for, answer whatever questions that they have for you. Just get your mind in check. So, but the thing is, the visa you are getting is for 1 year. So every year you would have to extend it. And for the rules as per my university, you would have to do medical checkup, that's immigration checkup, and then apply for the visa. There's a long list of things that you need to get together. That's the thing. Once you've become an international student, bro, you have a big file of documents, carrying documents around from one office to another, but it's all good. You have 50 days before the visa expires to extend it. If it is anything less than 50 days, okay, 40 days fine, but anything less than that, you're at the bridge of getting deported. This question just makes me sad. It's like, How has sanction affected me, bro? It's so bad. Even for YouTube now, this YouTube, I have to use VPN to open YouTube. I have to use VPN to open Instagram. I have to use VPN to open X, or popularly known as Twitter. I have to use VPN to open Facebook. The only apps you don't use VPN for is WhatsApp and Telegram. Is WhatsApp and Telegram, and I'm just praying to God Almighty that we would not get to that level, because me, I have more than 10 VPNs on my phone, because sometimes it's not all the VPNs that is strong enough. Let me not say strong enough, but it's not all the VPNs that work. Most of them, sometimes your VPN is working, sometimes it's not just working. It's really not fun. It's really not fun. And many companies have left Russia, but we've adapted. You cannot order things through Russia. It's hard to send things through the post office. Like, my mom wants to send me foodstuff. She has not been able to send it normally, like through the post office. You can no longer send things to Russia. You cannot use DHL. You cannot order from Shein. You cannot order from Fashion Nova. You can order from AliExpress, but all these other sites. AliExpress is the only one that I know that still works. But Russia has in-house sites that you can order things that mimic other sites things from. There's a link to a list of sites that you can get things from, a video about list of sites that you can get things from in Russia. Someone asked, they got an admission to study in Russia. What advice do I have for them? The major advice I have for you is, you know what you came to Russia for, do it. That should be the first thing on your mind, finishing what you came for. Example, I came to study. So my first priority is to make sure I graduate with no issues, no problem. You will be given like rules and regulations. Yes, I understand. You might feel some kind of way, because some people are natural rule breakers. Me, I love to follow rules. I really do not have the stress to be talking too much in front of police or talking too much in front of school board. I really do not have that strength. I know what I came here for. I know I do not have strength for panel, or I do not have strength for police cases, so I keep my hands off those things. You know what you came here for, so please do it, and do it well. What I'm going to say might annoy some people, but my guy, is the truth. Everywhere you go, as long as you are not in your country, you are a representation of your country. You might be the first person, like how somebody will say, you might be the Bible that somebody reads. So you might be the first person that somebody might meet from that country. Like, I met so many people, I'm the first Nigerian that they are meeting. So whatever impression they get from me, you might have, even though sometimes it's unconscious, you might have that impression that, oh, this is how Nigerians behave. This is how Nigerians act. This is how South Africans act. This is how Ghanaians act. So you might be the first person that those people are meeting, and you're laying the blueprint out for other people. So if you go to a country and you start messing up, a group of you start messing up, you make it harder. It has already started happening. You make it harder for more people to come to that country. The way you found it easy to come, or the way you might have found it easy, just by this act of very few individuals, they make it harder for other people to come, because you've given these people a blueprint of, oh, this is how Nigerians act, this is how Black people act. You should not, don't do that. You are representing your country. I know, yes, it might see, this might feel like, oh, I'm talking too much, I'm doing too much, or I'm over-exaggerating the thing. But you are laying the blueprint for the people in your country. This is how they would start seeing them. So just act accordingly. Do what you came here for, and do it well. And you will see that life will be easier for you. And the best thing you'd want to do for yourself is to learn the language. Learning the language, Russians love, oh my God, I can't even begin to exaggerate how much they love Africans that can speak Ruski. I cannot begin to talk on that topic, like how much of a thing it actually is that they love Africans that can speak Russian. They love when a foreigner can speak their language. It excites them. And when they find out that, oh, you are willing to learn the language, they would want to teach you more of it. At some point, I met an old man in a bus, And he was sitting close to me and he was asking me questions and everything. And I was trying to explain to him that, oh, I do not know the language very well. And he was like, that okay, that he was teaching me that, oh, this is what you're supposed to say. If somebody says this to you, this is what you're supposed to reply. Like I was getting a whole Russian lesson in the bus. Just the fact that I showed interest that, oh, okay, I actually do want to learn the language. They'll be very happy to put you through, make corrections where you are wrong. Like it excites them when you want to learn about their language or you want to learn about their culture. Basically, Russia is a very beautiful place to live in. If this was my final destination, I actually wouldn't be mad at it. I can't even begin to expatiate on the safety here. I can literally go out. It's currently 11 p.m. I can literally go out now and take a walk, but it's cold. I'm not going to do that. I can literally go out at 11 p.m. to do that, but we're currently getting to the cold time of the year. So I'm not going to do that. You can literally take a walk at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., no matter what. I've heard cases of people forgetting their bags in the bus, and you go to the police station, the police finds the bus, finds the bus driver, and gets your bag back. I have literally left my book, my laptop, my phone in the cafe, ran to get something, and came back, and everything was still where I left it. That's how safe this place is. Like, I can't even begin to talk on how safe Russia is because I actually wouldn't even live here. Something that people wanted to drag me for on TikTok was me saying Russia was safe. But like I said over and over again, I'm speaking from my own experience. So with these few points of mine, I hope I have answered your question. I hope I have not confused you. Live large and prosper. Bye. It's